Hello, everyone. My name is Matt Arant. I'm the founder of Arant Academic Planning, and this is part of our virtual information session series where I have asked admission representatives from schools all across the US, Canada, and Europe from different types of schools by location, size, as well as school type to just share with us about course offerings, their location, campus life, and wrap things up with the admissions financial aid process. So tonight I'm joined by Kristen Rose, who works at Carnegie Mellon University. So go ahead and take it away, Kristen.
Thank you, Matthew. Hi, everyone. My name is Kristen Rose, and I'm one of the assistant directors of undergraduate admission at Carnegie Mellon University. And I'd just like to thank you all for having interest in our wonderful school. So our motto here is that Carnegie Mellon is the place for the kinds of people who strive to make a positive impact. And the very fact that you're watching this webinar tells us that you are that kind of student. Students who strive to make that positive impact through their studies and the work that they plan on doing in the future are the type of students that we love to admit. So as we are reviewing your application, we're looking for this kind of evidence throughout your essays, your personal writing supplements, your letters of recommendation, and even your activity section. Today, I'll cover three overall topics. I will start by introducing you to our undergraduate schools and colleges, and then we'll briefly explore our campus life, traditions, and hometown of Pittsburgh. And we'll wrap up by discussing how you can apply to and afford Carnegie Mellon. So, when you think of our university, it's somewhat hard to not start with academics. So, let's take a look at our programs and majors. Applying to Carnegie Mellon means applying directly into one of our schools, colleges, and programs. So, right now, as a high school student or a transfer student, it's important to know what it is you think you'd like to major in at Carnegie Mellon and looking to see what college or school it falls within because each one does have a different set of high school course requirements. To start, we have our College of Engineering, which is our largest one. Each year we aim to admit around 400 students. This year we did admit a bit more than 400 students, and we are unsure of how next year will look. But this college, you will find majors such as electrical and computer engineering, mechanical engineering, civil and environmental engineering, and many more. If you are the type of engineering student who wants that hands-on approach, then Carnegie Mellon would be a great learning environment for you. Our College of Fine Arts houses five professional schools, including our schools of drama, design, art, music, and architecture. If you are applying for the visual arts, then you are submitting an artistic portfolio with your application. And if you are applying for the performing arts, then you are completing a pre-screen audition with the goal of being invited to the formal rounds. About 80 to 90% of the admission decision that's going to be made for our College of Fine Arts applicants will be based on their artistic potential. And this is the only college where faculty members actually take part in our admission review process. Dietrich College of Humanities and Social Sciences houses all of our humanities and social sciences majors, which falls on a very long spectrum here at Carnegie Mellon, given that we have some that are far more humanities focused, such as creative writing and English, and then we have majors within Dietrich College that focus more on the social sciences and have more of a STEM base to them, such as social and decision sciences or data science and machine learning. Depending on where you fall in that spectrum in terms of the major you're interested in will determine the rigor of math and science preparation that we are looking for in your background. So if you have any questions about that, please feel free to give our Office of Undergraduate Admission a call. We always host in-person and virtual counseling sessions for anyone who may be interested in. At the end of the presentation, I'll tell you how you can get connected with us. Dietrich College is also cool because there's a technical asset to the curriculum. So all students are graduating with some technical skills that they may not gain in a traditional curriculum. And many students have reported that they find this college to be flexible enough to support double majoring. Information systems is housed within Diedrich College, but it is bridged with our Hines Graduate School, and it's great for students who are interested in developing technology to help businesses solve problems. Though it's housed within Diedrich, we are looking for stronger math and science preparation in your background. And test scores that are a bit higher than most of the other majors within this college. Mellon College of Science is home to the natural and physical sciences, including math, biology, physics, and chemistry. Neuroscience is also a part of this college for students who are interested in studying neuroscience on a biological track. Mellon College is very research oriented, and about 75% of students take part in additional research outside of the classroom, though all students will gain that research exposure based on the way that the curriculum is designed. All students within Mellon College are also required to complete service and art requirements as part of the curriculum to give you um, the most of a liberal arts feel to Carnegie Mellon as we can possibly give without us being a liberal arts institution. And Mellon College is also home to one of our more unique study abroad locations, which actually happens to be Antarctica. So in years past, we have had physics students go to Antarctica to complete 2 weeks of research. So that's something cool that we like to share for those of you who may be considering study abroad and who are curious about the different locations around the world that students can go to. Our School of Computer Science is one of our more popular programs here at Carnegie Mellon since we are known to have the #1 computer science program in the entire world. Therefore, we are attracting lots of highly qualified students into this school, and it's going to be crucial for you as a student to show us that you have taken the highest levels of math and science offered by your school. Later on, we'll talk about our standardized testing policy for all of these colleges and schools. But within the School of Computer Science, you are going to find majors like computer science, artificial intelligence, computational biology, human-computer interaction, and robotics. We also want students to apply into the School of Computer Science knowing that it is theoretical, more so than practical. So prior to submitting your application, I advise you to go onto the School of Computer Science's website, read as much information as you can to really help guide you as you are structuring your personal statements as well as your Common App essay. Our Tepper School of Business is home to our business administration major, but within it, we have several different concentrations that students can choose from. So you can really customize the curriculum and tailor it towards your long-term career goals. Our Tepper School of Business is very quantitative focused and is still considered a STEM-based school. So we are looking at your math and science background. We would like to see that students have taken higher level math courses, and physics is actually a requirement for our Tepper School of Business. The Tepper School of Business is one of many programs that offers a fifth-year option for students who are interested in earning their master's as well as their bachelor's. So ultimately, you would have one graduation, earning both degrees. And the first 3 years of your studies will focus on undergraduate level work. That fourth year will be an integration of undergraduate with graduate level work, and your fifth year will focus solely on graduate level work. You shouldn't worry about having a master's degree without industry experience because you will be gaining that industry experience throughout your time at Carnegie Mellon through internships and research that's available to you. And last but not least, we have our BXA program for students who are interested in studying the fine arts with an outside discipline as part of one curriculum. So this is different from double majoring because you are studying the fine arts with a paired major. With double majoring, you can choose any two given areas. And also, students applying for a BXA program are applying into our College of Fine Arts. And if you are admitted, you will be a student within our College of Fine Arts, as well as the other college that has your other major of interest. And just to reiterate, you're studying how the fine arts can blend with that outside discipline and function together. So now let's talk about some more of the fun stuff and life here at Carnegie Mellon. We do have over 350 student government recognized clubs and organizations, and we want our students to get involved so you can get the most out of your Carnegie Mellon experience. During your first week on campus, our students will have an activities fair where on our campus green area, tables are set up all around with different student groups, and that's the quickest way to get connected to other students and all of our groups at Carnegie Mellon, literally from week one. So you'll walk around this fair and meet current members, and that'll give you an opportunity to add your email to their communications list so you can start getting invited as early as week one to different events that they are hosting. And if you happen to miss that, you can always sign up later online with your student ID. Given that we have over 350 student clubs and organizations, it's probably pretty easy for you to find something that you're a good fit for. But if we don't offer a group that stands out to you, you and a few classmates or friends or whomever are more than welcome to propose the idea of a new group to our Student Government Association. And if that is approved, they will move forward with making sure you have the proper funding and resources you would need to get your club up off the ground and running. And since we have all kinds of students, we are committed to providing all kinds of spaces that encourage collaboration. So, our Jared L. Cohen University Center is pretty much our central hub on campus with all kinds of places for working out, relaxing up, collaborating, and just teaming up in general. We even have many eateries within this space, as well as a convenience store, a bank, and a mailroom, all downstairs to pretty much give you access to everything that you would need. We have 14 first-year housing options, and they include a wide variety, such as suites, traditional style dorms, and more. After your first year, you'll have access to over 26 different housing options, and first-year housing is required. So you'll have the freedom after your freshman year to move off campus if you'd like, or you're more than welcome to stay. But as a freshman student, the expectation is that you are living in one of Carnegie Mellon's dormitories. We have over 30 different places to eat for every kind of dietary need and craving, plus all kinds of places to study, hang out, and to team up. We are an NCAA Division III level school offering both men and women's sports teams. The top section will show you a list of our intercollegiate teams. If you are um, uh, connected with our coaches already, then you are familiar with our informal read process that you are required to go through as a student who would like to be recruited by a coach. If you have not yet connected with our coaches and you know that you would like to work with our team, along the way, please fill out a student recruitment form on our athletics website. And if our coaches decide to reach out to you and say that they'd like to recruit you, then you will go through the informal read process as well as the formal read process to help get an idea of where you are standing academically in terms of our admission requirements to help you get an idea of where you could potentially be securing a spot on a roster. We also have club teams for students who are still competitive and don't mind going through a tryout. But our club teams offer more flexibility than our intercollegiate teams do. They're still awesome though because you get to compete against other schools nearby and surrounding Pennsylvania. But you'll have more time to also dedicate towards your other involvements on campus. And finally, we have our intramural teams. These are open for any and every student no matter your athletic ability. And as you see, the club and intramural teams do offer more of a variety of sports to participate in than our intercollegiate teams do. But we're here to support you no matter what. Our athletes are earning titles, they're winning championships, and our coaches are very passionate about being thorough in their processes of recruiting them. So always feel free to reach out to our coaches. Once again, we have all kinds of students and all kinds of resources to support them. Just to name a few, we have our counseling and psychological services, and for any student who may need psychological or mental health support, we have our Center for Student Diversity and Inclusion, our university health services, if you ever need any type of medical attention. We have our Student Academic Success Center to help assist you with tutoring, resume writing. If you need help writing a cover letter, you have support system there. Our Office of Disability Resources and our very new Highmark Center for Health, Wellness, and Athletics. And if you're not from Pittsburgh, it's going to be important for you to know how to make Pittsburgh your home. This is a picture of downtown Pittsburgh Carnegie Mellon is located about 10 minutes away from downtown Pittsburgh. So we're not in the heart of our city, but we are still in a city environment that's very college oriented and right next to some other schools such as the University of Pittsburgh and Chatham University. But it only takes students about 10 minutes to get downtown, and oftentimes our students will find themselves either interning or doing research with many of the companies in our city, but they also may find themselves enjoying our festival, our holiday season, boating in our warmer months. And what you can't see are our sports stadiums on the left-hand side of the rivers, where our students will go and enjoy Carnegie Mellon days to watch games of either baseball, football, or on the other side of the river, soccer. We also have a hockey arena, which is located in the heart of these buildings that you see for all of the hockey fans out there. And this white marker will show you where Carnegie Mellon sits in the heart of all 90 Pittsburgh neighborhoods. And we do challenge our students to visit as many neighborhoods as they can because each one does have its own unique vibe. And with your student ID, you can take our public transportation system anywhere around Pittsburgh. So the ID actually now has transferred to an app that you can download on your phone. And when you get on the bus, you'll just tap it in the designated area. This makes getting to and from campus very convenient, especially for our students who have moved off campus and want to get on those colder days and you don't want to walk, or even the hotter days. If you have any doctor's appointments to get to, if you're meeting up with your friends, enjoying something in the city, going out to eat, going shopping, you name it. We make getting around very convenient. And for those of you who live out of state, there's a Pittsburgh airport flyer that actually picks students up on our campus and will take them straight to the airport. And that shuttle will pick you up at the airport and drop you off right on our campus. These are some of the more recognizable companies in Pittsburgh that our students will either complete research with or work for. They also may intern through these companies throughout their time here at Carnegie Mellon. And this is our final section. I want to share some information with you on applying to and affording Carnegie Mellon. All students will apply to our school using the Common Application. This app we do use exclusively. Other colleges that you're applying to most likely use the Common App as well, and they will be reviewing your Common App essay too. I just want to let you know that so you use language that any admission office can read. And don't forget, you are applying directly into the Carnegie Mellon college or school that houses the major of your choice. These are the items that you will need to submit with your application. The application is $75, but fee waivers are available to those who qualify. You'll be prompted to answer a few short opening questions, and if you qualify for a waiver, it will be given to you then and there on the spot. All students also must submit a secondary school counselor evaluation as well as a teacher recommendation. You are welcome to submit an additional letter of recommendation, but our admission team is only required to read your counselor eval as well as your first teacher recommendation. The Common Application has a courses and grades section where students can self-report the classes they've taken and the grades they've earned. And if we need official verification of those, we will follow up with on that with you. The Common Application has an essay and activity section and the writing supplement, which are three short Carnegie Mellon prompts where we do want you to use Carnegie Mellon specific language to tell us why you're a good fit for us and why we are a good fit for you. And we have a standardized testing policy that does vary by college, meaning that School of Computer Science applicants must submit SAT or ACT scores. Our College of Fine Arts students fall underneath a test optional policy, and all other students are under the test flexible policy, which is not the same as test optional. What test flexible means is that students may choose which type of test they prefer to submit scores from. These tests can include the SAT, the ACT, the International Baccalaureate, aka the IB exam, even if your scores are predicted, advanced placement or AP scores, Cambridge A level predicted or actual results, or French baccalaureate predicted or actual scores. So ultimately, you should submit your best set of scores, and if you did well on multiple exams, you're more than welcome to submit each score. These are our application timelines. You will see we offer early decision, which is a binding agreement. Students are signing off and agreeing that if Carnegie Mellon admits you, you are pulling your applications from other schools and depositing at Carnegie Mellon. The deadline is earlier because we are reviewing you before we review everyone else and giving you a decision a couple of months before our regular decision applicants. Regular decision is the more popular timeline, and regular decision for the schools of drama and music follow an earlier timeline because you have the audition or portfolio piece that needs to be reviewed by our teams. Early decision is not available for the School of Drama, BXA, if you're interested in design, or the School of Music. And these deadlines are subject to change, so please refer to our website to find the most current information. And we don't want costs to steer anyone away from a Carnegie Mellon education. We are committed to making CMU affordable and accessible and just launched a CMU Pathway program, which means that undergraduates whose families earn $75,000 or less can attend Carnegie Mellon tuition free, and families earning $100,000 or less will have 100% of their financial need covered without federal loans, and this is annually with typical assets. This does not mean that if you fall beyond the $100,000 threshold that you won't qualify for financial aid. It just means that students who fall within this threshold will receive the benefits of the CMU Pathway program. Carnegie Mellon meets 100% of demonstrated need, and what you will need to submit to apply for financial aid include the FAFSA and CSS profile applications, as well as tax information from 2 years prior to your start year. If you've had a significant change in your household income or dynamics within that time, there is a special circumstances form that can be completed after you have already been given a financial aid offer, and financial aid is only offered to U.S. citizens, permanent residents, and DACA students. 90% of our 2024 class were employed or in grad school within 6 months of graduation. And through our Career and Professional Development Center, you can reach that next step. They'll provide you assistance when it comes to finding a career, finding an internship, or even building up your resume, preparing for interviews, and writing your cover letter. So thank you so much for taking the time out today to join me and hear from me as I shared information with you regarding our admission process at Carnegie Mellon University. I encourage all of you to consider connecting with our office either virtually or in person. And the way that you can sign up to do so is by visiting the website that you see linked on this slide and selecting the Visit tab. This will give you a variety of programming options that you can choose from. And if you haven't already, please join our mailing list so you can stay informed of all of our virtual and in-person offerings. So, once again, thank you, and I wish you all the best of luck. I'll turn it to you, Matt.
All right, thank you very much, Kristen. So I just had a couple of questions that kind of came into my mind as I was listening to you talk about Carnegie Mellon. So you mentioned all the different schools, right? The School of Fine Arts, Humanities. When you're reviewing applications, are those I guess the manager, admission reps, are they divided still by geographics, or do you have someone who does this college versus that college? How does that work for a school in which they're applying directly to a school as opposed to just applying to the university as a whole?
That's a very good question and a popular question. So each year, each admission counselor is assigned a college or a school to read for. We
Mhm.
actually don't have territory assignments within our office. So each of us recruits everywhere. And then from year to year, we will read for whatever college or school that we're assigned to read for.
Okay. And just going, I guess, further to kind of elaborate on that, you say you don't have any territories. So how do you know where you're going each year, right? When you're visiting schools or doing college fairs or group travel, how does that work? And is it something that stays constant, or are you just switching geographic areas each cycle?
So about 2 months before our trips, We are told. And it's kind of fun within our office because we look forward to finding out where we are assigned to go, which does mean that it changes each time that we travel from person to.
Hmm. Okay. And then looking at the requirements, the supplemental essays, right? You said there are three YCMU prompts. Are those the same prompts across all colleges, or are there specific ones for computer science versus business versus fine arts?
That's another great question. And that's actually the first time I've ever been asked that question within my four years. Um, it's going to be the same for all of our students,
Mhm.
regardless of the college that they are applying into. So we want to know why us, um,
Mhm.
why them, and why they're picking the major it is they're interested in and how they plan to apply that to their future.
Okay. And then one final question, if that's okay. So there's a great slide where you showed the city with all the yellow bridges and you had the trolley going up the side of the hill. And so there's several schools you mentioned in that Pittsburgh metro area, right? You mentioned University of Pittsburgh, Duquesne, Chatham, and then obviously you guys. Are there specific opportunities for CMU students to whether it's taking classes at those other places that may not be offered at your school, or I guess cross experiences? Maybe if you're looking like a pre-med student doing something with maybe a UPitt student at a local hospital, are there examples in which that exists, or is CMU already just such a large institution by itself? It doesn't need to do specific things with other colleges in the city.
That's a wonderful question. So when it comes to courses, our students won't have classes with outside students unless they are registering for them out unconnected to Carnegie Mellon.
Okay.
So if they do that, then that's a different story. But sometimes they do collaborate when it comes to student groups if they're having joint events. And oftentimes, the recruiters that are recruiting Carnegie Mellon students are also recruiting students from the University of Pittsburgh or from Duquesne. So through internship opportunities and sometimes even research, students may work alongside peers from other universities. And then just going out and about in Pittsburgh, even if they do move off campus, since we have 10 schools located pretty closely to each other, you may have a neighbor that's attending
Hmm.
university. So this does give students the opportunity to forging those relationships with peers from other institutions, but at the same time, it doesn't have to be part of their experience if they don't want it to be, because though we sit in the city, we do have a campus feel, and we
Yeah.
have students who prefer to stay on campus and really not leave off of it. In those cases, they'll have less interaction with the students who do.
Okay. Thank you. So yeah, thanks again for sharing with us kind of the meat and potatoes of the CMU from the academic standpoint to campus life and wrapping things up with the admission and financial aid process. So yes, yeah. So behalf on Kristen and myself, thank you for joining us this evening. And as you saw on the slides, there is a specific link to use to access the admissions website, visit page, finding admission representatives. All that is right at that link on the slideshow earlier.
Thank you so much, Matthew.